Hello everybody and welcome back to East, the Memories of Celceta. And we are in the water dungeon, which as we all know is the worst kind of dungeon at any and all times. In fact, I can summarize the first part of this dungeon for you pretty quickly. Hit the thing, raise the water level. Hit the thing, raise the water level. Hit the thing, raise the water level. We may have to hit a thing to raise the water level. Just thought you'd like to know. Okay, because we aren't meant to take on either of these dungeons at any time, the monsters here are not actually any trouble for us, for the most part. This room is just plain full of freighters. No real equipments or anything. A little bit of money, some potions, some crafting minerals, and this thing which is actually important. Yes, this is the slate fragment. We're gonna have another one of those puzzles here too. I don't think there are actually that many of them in this game. I think there are only about 3 or so. And they're all front-loaded towards the beginning parts of the game. This dungeon, however, is also full of poison. And since I am resistant to the idea of using items in most East games, that toxic is gonna linger. Was just making sure I was actually recording there. You have to be sure you're recording both the audio and the video when you're doing things like that. It can be easy to overlook sometimes. Okay. Now the thing about environment actions is that it's like sleeping in Skyrim, and then you can't do it when there are enemies near. So we lure this thing out here, smash it, and then get to doing the thing. There you go, Mr. Water Level. Hope you appreciate what I've done for you. By the way, you can always exit through the holes you make through smashing things as Ozma. And they probably should have done that because I thought I would explore, and this is a terrible idea. Because for the most part, this dungeon is actually somewhat linear, despite how big and sprawling it first appears when you get here. We can't go that way quite yet. We're going to have to do a bit more legwork before that'll happen. The main feature of the first half of the dungeon is this central hub pool. You need to check around it every time you raise the water level to find the correct way up, and The game even shows you that, so it's not a giant mystery. Even in these games that have environmental effects, the actual navigation is usually rather straightforward. The only time that's not the case is when the game is deliberately making navigation difficult, like in the Lime Water Cave or the Escher Dungeon in Dawn of East. And... there we go. Just what I was looking for. Yeah, the game isn't exactly subtle about telling you where you need to go next. And the Silver Axe, that is an accessory that increases the drop rate of rare materials from monsters. Anyway, since Adol is currently in the throes of a sick, we're going to be switching to Ozma forward. The thing about Ozma is that his skills are slow, but actually fairly powerful. His skills tend to be either earth or lightning based or whatever. Which is kind of an unusual choice considering he is the chief of a water village. Then again, he's not a chief of a village that's underwater, so never mind. Okay, we can't go in there yet. Hello, old ground. Nice to retread you. We're just gonna pop by the monument for a little bit. Okay, popping has been done. Now, Dawn of East did in fact have its own water dungeon, which had one of Adol's less than bright moments when he decided to open a floodgate while standing directly in front of it. But that was the only real water-related shenanigan involved there.
Leave it to me. Leave it to me.
Boom. And that's the last of the water bending we're going to be doing in this particular segment. Don't worry, there will be plenty of use for Ozma. Still can't go down there. Yeah, for the moment we can only swim on the surface of the water. But we're gonna see about fixing that. I don't trust this door, no sir. Okay, here is boss number 1 of the dungeon, and he will be 0% trouble for us. He attacks a lot, but that's actually to his detriment because we can flash guard pretty much everything he can do. The problem is you should probably hold on to the guard button once you did the thing because he never attacks just the once. However, because all of your attacks can hit multiple segments of his body, it's not actually hard to do a lot of damage to him. And he's done already. Now I'm assuming there's a prize for that. I mean, just saying here. And we got the Water Dragon Scales. This will allow us to swim underwater just like in Ys Origin, which was actually the first game where you could actually go underwater safely. Well, relatively safely. The Water Dragon Scales just slowed the rate at which you could possibly drown. I pushed the wrong button. So now that we can dive, there are a lot of chests that are open to us that were not before, such as this one right here. Sometimes these can be finicky. Bear with me. Oh good, another power ring. It'll be useful when we have more than 3 party members. By the way, it's rarely ever worth it to actually fight anything underwater. You don't have your combos, all you have is your thrust or whatever. You can't do flash moves underwater. Of course, I will try anyway. Because what is courage without a dash of recklessness? And, you know, you two can help at any time, just saying. I didn't even get much for that. And we can't actually do anything in this room yet. We're gonna have to wait a while. Just making sure we can't do anything, though. Never hurts.
Leave it to me. Let's go.
Okay, maybe I was checking a bit too much. I was just hoping that there was a way forward in here. I don't remember this dungeon all that well. Where we're actually supposed to go is somewhere else. Well, obviously, but an earlier place we were. Oh, Ozma has a better underwater attack. I'll have to remember that. And then never use it ever. And no, this is not the place where we're supposed to be. Whoops. I shouldn't get so confused in these dungeons. I'm not playing Wizardry. I'm not playing Arcana. I'm not playing Lagoon. Thank God I'm not playing Lagoon. I did that once. Well, technically 3 times, but once for the channel. Now, the way you need to go is over this way. Because down that passage is a water pool that we couldn't delve into before, but now we can thanks to the water dragon scales. Yes, progress. No, accidentally using potion. I play too many games where the X button is the attack button. Okay, so the second part of this dungeon mainly revolves around a lot of underwater swimming. And, you know, trying to move fast even though it's always going to be sluggish. OC Doodle, try to environment when that wasn't the best idea. Yeah, one of the bigger problems with underwater combat is that you can't even use your skills. So it's really no place to build your skill experience. Even though that's something you really should always be doing. Oh, a smashable wall. Sorry? Sorry don't make it so, apparently. Well, we're just gonna clear all these guys out. There's something like 12 of them, but they're all like the lowest level possible monster in the area, so you'll be fine. Stop iteming, that's not how we do things. And if you beat all of them, you get their treasure chest. It doesn't contain anything vital or amazing. Oh wait, yeah, contains a couple of minerals. My mistake. Man, I'm just making all kinds of mistakes in this dungeon. So now that we've gotten what we came for, we can move on. Yep, there is no way around this frog, you have to fight it. Oh, right, he can do paralysis to enemies. And we'll take care of that guy. Take care of these guys. Didn't mean to do that, but okay. So, the problem here, there's a huge pile of rocks in the way. Now this next area is a little bit tricky, because there are currents here that will sweep you back to the start of this little tunnel here. And it can be sometimes difficult to tell where the currents actually are. So what you actually need to do is fool the camera. You need to lower yourself all the way down to the bottom, which will take you under the first current, and then use this and crawl across to see where the second current actually is, and then go over that.
Leave it to me.
Then, Ozma Smash. You may have to do this a few times. In fact, you definitely will have to do this a couple of times. Okay, so that'll let us cross over the gap with no real troubles. We can smash it some more, but we're not gonna. Not yet, anyway. We'll just get carried out real quick. Because I kinda don't want part of this dungeon to become inaccessible. Okay, bash out some mats, and now we're moving on. Yeah, all of the passages in this area fork like this. However, it's not really going to be any kind of problem for us. Now for this passage, you need to stay in the nooks or get blown away. You've seen this before in a bunch of other games. And up we go. And what do we get for our troubles? Another slate fragment. Very good. I'm sorry I can't really be more insightful about this dungeon, because there isn't really much of an equivalent to this in the previous versions of Ys 4. But it's to be expected there will be some new material in a rather distant remake. Oh, let's get out of this water. We don't know where it's been. And we'll just take care of this guy, take care of this stuff. Oh, all these mats are really gonna pay off once I start doing this area's quests. There we go. And this takes us where exactly? Oh! Well, we don't want to be here quite yet. We will tag the monument, though. And while we do have everything we need to solve this puzzle, we're not gonna do that instantly, because this takes us to the end boss of the dungeon. Ah, what the hell, we'll solve it right now. One less thing to do when we come back. Good, that's the level I was looking for. Yeah, gaining levels is going to be slow because, as I've said before, the Komodo Village stuff and this stuff can be done in either order. Now, smashing this pillar creates a shortcut back to the main room of the dungeon. I don't see why shortcuts are quite as necessary in this game as they are in other action RPGs I've played. But, you know, it's the thought that counts. Maybe that kind of thing was left there because this was changed in development at some point. Somehow it all got paralyzed, but we're fine. We are not done looting this place yet. There's just one more chest we want to grab. And I didn't know it was in it because I skipped it the first time through this game. We'll just avoid these enemies for now. There's no reason to fight them. We know how to do this area by now, so it'll be quick and easy. And that's all of them? Looks like. And it's the skill ring. It does something nice with skills. I forget what exactly. We'll figure it out at some point. And we can't jump back up there, so we're going to have to take another way around. I probably should have tried smashing the last rock and seen what had happened, but... ah, well. I like this way better. And by like, I didn't actually think of the other way at all. Oh hey, our first flash move of this entire dungeon. So we can't jump across, we can't swim it from beneath, so we're going to have to find a monument. Thankfully there are a few. Frog extract. We pick up just all of the most wonderful gooey things on these adventures. And this is the completely wrong way. Now, I made a mistake here and thought that the monument was underwater, but... that is completely wrong. I don't know what I was thinking. And I'm sorry for adding this extra time. Yeah, it even says that the last monument I discovered was the end of the dungeon. We'll just save here. The game provides 300 save slots. That should be enough for most people. Well, this is, suspicious. This is not good at all, actually. And those are too large to be Karma's knives. Oh boy. Too large to be called a knife. Okay, this little boss fight. This guy will be constantly chomping at you, so what you need to do is actually hit these little sea urchin things so that they explode and hit the boss. You don't need to reduce his whole life meter, you just need to hit enough of them. And hitting them can be a tricky task sometimes because of the whole camera perspective and the fact that you're using water controls and attacking can take you way out of position. And I actually died horribly the first time I tried this. Even if Adol manages to dodge ahead, the biting will still hit your rear two party members anyway. Thankfully, it won't take many more hits to put this one down. No. Oh boy, we did the one. Oh, there we go. You just need to get rid of his first life meter.
Find an opening!
Come on, stop using your invisible walls. This is true. I think Adol may have fought bigger. Well, it had those very distinctive knives. And now we fight the real version of this boss. Okay, with Angora Boris, what you need to do is hit it on its lure enough times to stun the thing. And then you can wreck it completely. So stun-heavy skills like Stun Raid and a lot of Durin skills actually will do the trick. However, it has a ton of nasty attacks too. That aren't necessarily difficult to see and that aren't necessarily easy to see and avoid. Like the flipper thing, yeah, that's just fine. The thing about his lure, though, is that after whacking it a bunch, he will, chew up the party, and he'll spit you out with a random member in the active slot. We'll just get out of the way of those things. Yeah, the thing is, the rock rain actually leaves those little sprouts behind, which can cause a big problem. There we go. And there we go. The thing is, to make the most of it, you actually need to climb up its body to hit its big yellow weak spot. Manage that, however, you can easily destroy this boss before the stun meter runs down. And we just did that.
At all.
Well, it seems as a good idea as any.
No.
What's the problem, sir? Hey, you signed on to this adventure just like everyone else, Doran. Yep, he has a bad case of knives. Those aren't much smaller than Adol's sword.
Okay.
You sure about that? We've encountered some pretty strange creatures. Poison! Boing. Yes, they are. They are very large. That sounds a bit, huh. No, it does not. Durin, never say it can't be done in front of at all. Those options do not look that much different.
Oh my.
That seems to be the way things go.
As if. You soft in the head or something. They're beasts, not people!
And here is stooge number 2.
Beast tamer. And I was taming that beast long before you got here and screwed everything up!
Okay, so Gaddis is, first off, based off of his Dawn of the East design. And secondly, in the Japanese version of Dawn of East, he was voiced by Tesho Genda, as I went over in that playthrough. And in the Japanese version of this game, he was voiced, again, by Tesho Genda. He came back. Gaddis don't care. The thing about Gaddis in Dawn of East is that he was so single-mindedly bloodthirsty. Oh, this won't end well. He was so single-mindedly bloodthirsty that he wrapped back around to being the most competent member of Team Evil in Dawn of East. So he would say things, "Why wait, let's kill Adol now!" And Garuda would be like, "Faith and patience," or whatever he did. I love Gaddis's angle in this game. Man's the real monster and I'm Exhibit A. To be fair, there is some mutilation involved with Ozma's methods.
Run!
Wow. Well, we're just going to be picking up with this whole thread next time. Be seeing you then.